Welcome to our West African lesson number 2. So today we're going to be understanding what a polyrhythm is, and we'll be looking more into that later, and also performing and creating our own polyrhythms. So you might want to pause the lesson now and grab yourself a pen, paper, pencil before we start.
Let's listen to rhythms from Cuckoo, music from Guinea. We'll warm up our bodies by doing some pulse actions in time with the music.
So last week we looked at a drum from West Africa called the Djembe, and there's different sounds that you can make when you play the djembe. One of them is the bass sound. It sounds like this, which is your hand flat in the middle of the drum to get that deep tone, and then a higher tone at the edge, and that's called a tone. And last week we replicated this in our bodies by using a flat hand on our chest to make the deeper sound, and our fingertips on our hips to make the higher tone. So this week you can carry on using the body percussion, or if you want, you could go and find yourself a chair or a table or something else that you can use your hand flat in the middle for a deeper sound and your fingertips on the edge to get a higher tone. So now we're just going to quickly recap the rhythms, the ostinatos, which means repeating patterns, that we learned in our last lesson. So our first rhythm, we've got bass, and play the tone, bass, 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 and play the tone, bass, 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 and play the tone, bass, bass, and play the tone, bass. Great, well done. Okay, and then join in with us on let's play djembe, 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 let's play djembe. Okay, so that's our ostinato 1 and ostinato 2. We also learned the start and stop signals. So to go, to start, Helen played us on the djembe. Playing djembes is really fun, which sounds like this. And we respond with, yes, it is. Let's go. So let's just practice that. And one more time. Then for our stop sign, we had playing djembes, and now time to stop. Let's do that one more time, join in. Well done.
A polyrhythm is when we have 2 or more rhythms played at the same time. Watch this video to see Keelan on screen playing ostinato 1 and 2 at the same time, and you'll see what I mean. Now, polyrhythms are a really important important part of West African music, and in school we'll be doing work splitting into two groups and performing those two ostinatos at the same time. But if you're at home, you just need to decide whether to do ostinato 1 or ostinato 2, and you're now going to have a go at performing that along with Keelan. So Keelan on screen, you'll see him playing both ostinato 1 and 2. You just decide which one you're going to do and have a go at doing this as a polyrhythm. So here comes the video again. Okay, well done. We need to listen really carefully to stay in time. So if you want another go at that, just rewind and try that again. On the screen you can see grid notation. Now, West African music is traditionally played by ear. That means people learn it just by listening, but it can be helpful to write it down to help us remember some of the rhythms. So here's one way that we can write rhythms in a grid. So the first line, you can see we've got ostinato 1. Just follow it along while I do it. Bass, and play the tone, bass, bass, and then it repeats. So we go back to the beginning, bass, and play the tone, bass, bass. And then on the second line, you can see ostinato 2, and we start at the very end of this. Let's play djembe, let's play djembe, let's play djembe, let's play djembe. And looking at these two ostinatos on the grid can help us to see how they fit together. We're going to have a go at writing our own ostinato in a grid. So what you need to do is draw on a piece of paper 8 squares like you can see on screen, and then decide which beats you will play on. A little bit like how we did it last lesson using the circle, okay? But this time we're going to mark on our grid a circle, a small circle in the box where we want our beats to be, okay? So I'll show you on screen. So if I wanted to play or clap on beats 1, 4, and 8, I would do that, okay? And then I'd try it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Okay? Now, you might notice that on the grids we saw before, we were showing the bass sound as a coloured in circle and the tone as a not coloured in circle. So if you want some of your sounds to be a bass sound, then you just need to colour them in. Okay, so I'm going to colour in my notes on number 4 and number 1. Oops, I'm sure you can do this more neatly than I can. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I can put the beats in my head. Like that, okay? Now, in school, we would do this in a pair and put our rhythms together to perform them at the same time to make a polyrhythm. So if you've got somebody at home, perhaps a brother or sister or an adult that would like to write their own rhythm, you could try that together, performing them both at the same time. But don't worry if you haven't got anyone to do it with, have a go at performing your own rhythm anyway. Now it's time to put everything together. So you're going to have the go signal. Playing djembes is really fun. Yes, it is. Let's go. Remember to do your response. Then ostinato 1, bass, and play the tone, bass, bass, bass. You keep that going until you hear the go signal again. Remember to do your response. And then we're into ostinato 2. Let's play djembe. Let's play djembe. Keep that one going until you hear the go signal, and then we go into the polyrhythm. So you're going to follow the video along with Keelan playing this on the djembe. So again, you can choose to do either ostinato 1 or ostinato 2. It's up to you. Keep going until you hear the go signal again, and then it's time to do your rhythm that you've written in your grid. So have that nearby. A tip for you, it will go quite fast. It's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3. So make sure you've practiced performing it fast. And keep that going round and around until you hear the stop signal. Playing djembes and now time to stop. And you do your response, playing djembes and now time to stop. Okay, so here comes the video with Keelan, and if we do this challenge really well, we'll get our next puzzle piece. Polyrhythm. And your rhythm. Keep repeating your rhythm. Well done, we've done the whole piece. I hope you enjoyed that. We've certainly earned our next puzzle piece. So that's the end of our session. So we've learned to understand what is a polyrhythm. Can you remember? What do you think? So hopefully we've remembered a polyrhythm is where we have 2 or more rhythms at the same time. And we've performed and created our own polyrhythms. So well done.